Today's live stream, today's second live stream, is advice for TOEFL speaking question number one, the independent question. I showed a pharmacist that her answer to question number one became low scoring, lower than 26, lower quality than the previous 30 seconds of high quality scoring she was doing before that. And when I presented her with my feedback as to why I thought her answer became lower scoring, lower than 26, lower quality than the previously higher scoring that she had been doing, she agreed with me. She agreed with me. It was because that was the moment she switched to giving a fake personal example. That's when she went to her predetermined strategy of give a personal example for every question number one, even if you don't have a real example, even if you're not telling the truth, even if it's not a 100% truthful personal example. The teachers and tutors, or whatever they want to call themselves to try to impress you, who are giving you that advice, have they shown as many verifiable 26s on TOEFL speaking as I have? Yes or no? Not social media profiles that might be real or might be fake. Maybe it's their assistant who can speak the language and pretend to make that social media profile look more real. The people who are giving you that incorrect, low scoring advice of it doesn't matter whether your personal example is truthful or not are wrong. If you need to try the test a few more times doing that before you are more open-minded to my higher scoring advice, okay, I guess some of you are going to need to do that. But for those of you who have already tried that low scoring advice multiple times, haven't passed, but still believe in your speaking fluency as you should, it's time to stop giving personal examples that are not 100% truthful. Now, this is sometimes when people tell me, yeah, but Aaron, this is a speaking test. This is not a tell the truth, don't lie test. That's not what I'm saying. I guess you haven't been learning from my past videos and all of the pharmacists who passed after me, but as they say, did not pass before me. I guess you haven't been learning from the advice that says it's not about whether you can successfully lie to people or not. It's about this. Your highest scoring form of speaking comes when you are telling the truth. Do you recognize that when you are self-evaluating your answers? Don't you hear, when you listen back to the recording of your own answers, don't you notice that's when you struggle, as I would, as I think most humans would, when you have to tell a lie, when you have to create a story that's not real? Don't you notice that's when you struggle? Haven't you already tried it that way multiple times on the real TOEFL? Then that plus my advice is going to be enough for some of you to make the improvement, to stop telling a personal example, to stop forcing personal examples that are not 100% truthful. Show me in the scoring rubrics where it says you have to include a personal example. Okay, when I told this pharmacist that and gave her the opportunity, gave her a few seconds to think on her own, and for her to decide what she believed, when she chose to agree with me, yeah, that is when I struggle, when I give these fake personal examples, when I have to create something in the moment that's not truthful. She then asked me, okay, Aaron, so instead of giving a fake personal example, instead of hurting myself with that bad advice, should I give the benefits then? Should I say benefits? And I said, okay, I see what you're doing. You agree that you should stop saying fake personal examples. If you have a 100% truthful personal example, say it. the questions are on different subjects, right? So for some things, you will have a 100% truthful example. Great, use it. Don't if you don't. So I see what you're trying to do. You want to know, okay, I'm going to get rid of the fake personal example. Aaron, what do I replace that with? Should I replace that with the benefits? And I said, you should not have any predetermined strategy before your own eyes have seen the first word from the question. I want you to get 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking, because then I want you to tell other people that my advice is what helped you to get 26 on speaking. So I want you to be natural, like ETS's videos say they want you to be. In other words, instead of having a predetermined plan on how you're going to answer before your own eyes have seen the first word from the question, instead of doing that low scoring strategy that has not led to you passing, even though you believe in your ability to pass, you should do the following instead. You should allow yourself to intake the question as organically, naturally as possible. Instead of having your predetermined plan that you've already tried multiple times on the real TOEFL and it hasn't worked, you should allow yourself to read the question and allow the subject of the question, the words from the question, the topic of the question to come to your mind naturally. I read the questions twice. That's how I use my 15 seconds to prepare. I'm intaking the topic, the question, the words from the question. That's my brainstorming. You, my test-taking friends, have unfortunately been following the low-scoring advice that instead of doing what I do, which is natural, you rush to do an unnatural thing. Your 15 seconds to prepare is, I have to write my reasons and examples, including a fake personal example. This is low scoring because instead of analyzing the question as thoroughly as you can, instead of analyzing the question as well as you are already capable of doing today, instead of doing that good thing that you could be doing already today, you're rushing to create your fake personal examples. I want you to score higher. So I want you to answer the questions the way that I do and the way that I showed the pharmacists who got 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking after meetings with me, the same way that they do it. And that is to allow your eyes to read the question at least one full time before you decide how you're going to answer that unique question. Before, when you had a predetermined plan to answer every question before your own eyes have read the question, it started with a good intention. Your intention was to prepare to give a good answer. That's a good thing. But if you are preparing incorrectly, it turns into a bad thing. Aaron at speaking26.com. Good luck, everybody. Best of luck to all test takers. Aaron at speaking26.com.
Disclaimer. The information provided is for general informational purposes only and is presented at the individual's own risk. It is not intended to defame any entity or individual. Aaron and his guests make no representations or warranties of any kind, either express or implied, regarding the completeness or suitability of the information. The views expressed by Aaron and his guests are not affiliated with, approved by, or endorsed by any entity or organization, including, but not limited to, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS, NABP, FPGEE, the Test of English as a Foreign Language, TOEFL, and Educational Testing Service, ETS.
The main purpose behind that video is to educate other students that everyone has their own way. Okay. But just go like stick with someone. Believe me, like the templates, maybe some people will get the 26 using templates, but it's not because they use the strict template, the templates as it is. It's because they developed their own fluency that could overcome the structure of that template.
A person that you can see in here, the speaking templates are wrong. Because to get 26 on speak, and when you see somebody who did get 26 on speaking or above, and they tell you they use the speaking template, they did not get 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking because of the speaking template. No, they got 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking in spite of the limiting nature of the speaking template. They got 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking because their speaking fluency was so good, is so good, that it was able to overcome the limiting structure that is speaking templates.
I never got 26 using AI website.
Okay, but you did on the real test after meetings with me.
Yeah.
If you want to see more videos with people giving you their best advice on how they got their 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking, you can watch that YouTube playlist. It's connected to this video, and you can find it by searching for TOEFL IBT Speaking 26. You can also find it by going through speaking26.com. These are people who before were not getting 26 on TOEFL speaking, and after did get 26 and pass their tests. I asked them, hey, can you give your best advice to people who are still taking the test? How did you go from not passing to passing?
When I read about the TOEFL exam, I didn't really think much of it. I just thought, okay, straightforward thing. It's an English exam. How difficult can it be?
The pharmacy board needs specifically 26 in speaking.
I used to change the template. Maybe this is more advanced, so I will use this the next exam, and I try to practice this for maybe a month or two to be able to master it, to say it without thinking. Every time I found myself getting maybe less score or the same score. It doesn't make any difference to just change the templates and use different introductory words. It didn't make any difference for me. Some of my friends advised me to start taking sessions with you.
This helped me in passing my TOEFL exam. Erin helped me to pass and get 26.
Erin, actually, any words will not be enough. But really, I'm very thankful.
26 in speaking, and I finally got it, and I'm so excited to get to the next step and my pharmacist license.
Look at my accent, look at people who got 26. So just surround yourself with people who motivate you.
Look, I passed. That bit that's missing is probably the most important bit to get you to 26.
Yes.
And that's the bit where Aaron, I felt, helped me realize where I was going wrong. And that bit where I was going wrong, I think it goes for everyone. It doesn't matter whether you speak English is your first language or not. That bit that was missing is something everyone really needs to understand in order to get that 26.
Once you are in the level that you need to become advanced in order to get the 26, you need to get rid of the templates.
Template will hinder your ability to deliver the question, because it shows that you are reading something or you are not speaking, you are reading.
I was using completely different template or different way. I started to apply your way, and once I started to practice your way, it's easy for me.
That was really good for me. It really helped me because with this in my mind, I could speak faster, and because I was confident.
It's challenging, but after you pass it, the feeling of victory, it's worth it.
As English is my first language, I thought the speaking templates would be enough to get me the 26 that I needed. Unfortunately, it wasn't, and I only scored a 23. Your lack of getting 26 is not due to your speaking ability. It has been due to your less than optimal strategy. Get rid of the training wheels.
The templates were like, oh my God, why did they create those templates?
Aaron, you are a big helpful for students like us. We need somebody to like stir revolution in our heart inside, give life to our conversation, and this will never happen through other sites like they have exact traditional pattern, the template, first, second. For example, don't say for example the second time, for instance, really. And like robot, I felt myself without life. I don't have the freedom to speak.
You don't have to worry that much about how can I mention 2 reasons with 2 details or 2 examples. It's too much for me. You help students to increase their fluency.
Instead of following that speaking template or any other speaking template, trust your fluency.
For the students who are taking with you, trust this guy. He's amazing. He will shift or improve your level as soon as possible.
Like just jump my score from 23 to 26, like this. How many hours I took with you? 5. Look at this. 5 hours in 2 weeks. I passed my test.
I was surprised that I passed after 5 sessions together.
I hope you keep inspiring and helping more pharmacists and more other students to achieve their goal and become a professional here in the United States.
If I had just, found you earlier.
For people who's really, they have concern and they need to do it very fast, go to the original, the source of help.
Go to Aaron. He's the guy. He was the guy for me. And hopefully he's the guy for you. And he'll set you straight. He'll tell you what you need to do to get that 26